Harry, this is Volume 1 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Universe Sourcebook, the official Handybook to the Archie Turtles universe, A through to M. I have since learned this is a newsstand edition, and now I am keen to replace it with a direct market one which doesn't have a barcode or a UPC box on the cover at all. You can see man-raised chests. This was compiled and edited by Stephen Murphy under the pen name Dean Clarraine. He wrote, co-wrote, plotted, co-plotted, edited many of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures series. He was one of the early Mirage lot. All the art is by A.C. Farley, including the cover. And this is beautiful. It's full-on Marvel Handybook style stuff, but with Turtles characters. Our first character profile is for Ace Duck, who was jacked in the Archie comics. He was part of the Stump Wrestling Story, issue 7, one of the more well-known TMNT Adventures comics, and it gave us Raphael's black costume that he wore for about 10 issues. One thing with this Handybook is there is an avalanche of characters I don't know. I have read the first 30 issues of Adventures. I have read the last 30. There are 70 issues total. The 10 in the middle, the ones I haven't read, they were never reprinted because, get this, they feature the Prophet Muhammad. There's a story arc smack dab in the middle of the series with Muhammad. April O'Neil and the Archie comics were responsible for a lot of April's growth. She tutors under Splinter and becomes a ninja in her own right. She had 2 miniseries at Archie, 2 solo minis. And there was also a special where she became the 5th turtle. I bet Peter Laird ate that one. Armagon from the Future Shark trilogy. He was also in the 2012 cartoon. He was named after, I think, a typo in a Kevin Eastman issue. A misspelling of Armageddon, Armagon. One of the other things I've not read is The Mighty Mutanimals ongoing. It only lasted 9 issues. Azrael is mostly from them. She made an appearance or 2 briefly in the TMNT book, but yeah, don't know her that much. Bebop, who is a warthog, one of the main villains really. And Rocksteady, a rhino. They are in the majority of the early issues of the series as Shredder's loyal henchmen. The pair of them, Bebop and Rocksteady, they were created for the action figure line, and they first appeared in the cartoon. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures was probably their first comic part. Belly Bomb. This freak probably has given kids nightmares. You can get a toy of this nowadays. NECA Toys. They do some amazing and incredibly thorough Turtles toys. You can get Belly Bomb, and his mouth can be open and closed, and his eye can be moved about. And it's perfectly realised. You can even get another version of it with blue skin, which is how Belly Bomb appeared on the cover to issue 25. Bloodbath, another one that seems to be from that spot I've not read. There's apparently a sequel to the Wrestling Story. I wonder if Muhammad takes part in the wrestling. I saw some local wrestling in Gateshead. One of the characters that came out was Bin Laden. I don't recognise either of these characters, Bookworm and Boss Salvage. Captain Mossback, this was the guy that Man Ray was trying to stop. He had an illegal shrimping vessel and was killing sea life, baby turtles, to catch his shrimp easier. I like that the profiles mentions things like that he speaks as if he is from centuries ago and that he cannot swim. I have not read the specials either. There were 14, I think, 14 specials. There is a strong volume of comics I've not read here. I basically just read 60 issues of the main series and the first Mutanimals miniseries. This was released in 1993, so this was about issue 40 of the ongoing. A lot of what we have here are the then most recent stuff, the issues with Muhammad, so I unfortunately just don't know much of it. I know. Mary Bones, voodoo practitioner who transformed Leatherhead into Leatherhead. She turned out to be an alien princess. She was Krang's enemy. They both came from Dimension X. Now I know this as well, but this was a story I actually hated. The very last story before the missing batch of issues. It had this big dragon and it focused on a lot of Asian folklore. Pretty much the only thing I can point to and go, if you want to know more, I have reviewed the issue with this character. This is Chameleon. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures issue 9. He was a secret agent spy who was captured and then transformed into a chameleon by Shredder. He does appear in a second issue. I don't have it. I've read it though. It's in the 50s. 51 or 52 maybe. Never appeared in any other TMNT media though, which I think is a bit wild. Chameleon feels a very valid character to have in the Turtles roster of characters. Now here's a spread that any reader of Adventures will love. We have Crying Own from the wrestling. NECA made a toy of him. They really have done a pretty thorough job. You can get all the Mutanimals. Then we have Cuddly. Cuddly the Cowlick. He was a giant floating cow head that was a plot device to transport and teleport the turtles to various places for their titular adventures. First appeared in that wrestling story. It was Cuddly who transported them to the alien planet to participate in the wrestling. NECA Toys have yet to make a Cuddly the Cowlick, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was around the corner. Dimension X. I am approaching this from the perspective that I assume most of you know the very basics when it comes to the Turtles. You'll have seen an episode of the 87 cartoon. You know the Four Turtles. You know Splinter. You know April, Shredder, Krang, the Foot Clan, maybe Casey Jones. Although he is not in here because he never appeared in the Archie books. Maybe instead I should explain what Turtles I know. I have read the first 14 issues of their original Mirage series. I've read 60 of the 70 issues of their Archie series. I watched the cartoon growing up, and I've seen about half of the 2012 animated series. I've seen all the live action movies. I've seen 2, maybe 3 episodes of Rise, and I turned off the Seth Rogen one. Never seen the 2003 series. I saw the first few episodes of The Next Mutation when I was little. I have read a smattering of random issues of both IDW and Mirage Turtles from those reprint one-shots, I guess. I am nowhere near a master of TMNT history the way I am with classic Marvel continuity. Donatello, our first of the Turtles profiled. We get 3 of them in this first issue. And I love the art by A.C. Farley. I think it's good, but the one thing I don't like about it, and it is a pretty big thing, I'm not in love with how he draws the Turtles' faces. I mean, this one is okay, and the body and everything else is great, but the faces are a little bit off for me. Dreadmon. Sorry if I sound like an advert for NECA Toys, but they have done Dreadmon. And I haven't mentioned they did a 4-pack of the Turtles in their wrestling costumes. Their Turtles offerings are very, very tempting. They have so much stuff from the cartoon, so much stuff from the Archie comics, the 90s movies, the original Mirage comics. These are, I think, from the Muhammad story specifically. I remember 2 of them on covers of issues. The orange one, and then the more bluish one on the end. They are on covers to issues of the series. I wonder if NECA Toys ever get around to making a Muhammad action figure. The Foot Soldiers, Foot Super Soldiers, and Giant Foot Super Soldiers. Some glorious art pieces here. This one feels very Simon Waltonson even. He did once do a Turtles variant cover. IDW, when they first launched a Turtles series, I think he did the variant cover for issue 2. He has that hard man from that Chinatown Dragon story I didn't like. And another hard man over here from one of the specials I haven't read. There's one special which has a cover of Leonardo in a kilt, and he's wearing tartan, and he's got a bagpipe. And I can say with a hand on my heart, I never want to read it, but I am so weak-willed that I probably will still buy it one day. NECA, proud sponsors of this video, include at least one of these as an accessory with their Man-Ray figure. I thought this was a dragon from that Chinatown one, but it's a different dragon from Mutanimals. I think the dragon I'm thinking of was orange. Graham, which is actually how Americans say the name Graham. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures Special 2. Not read it. These I vaguely remember, and I think again from that Chinatown story with the dragon. Another member of the Mutanimals. I have his first appearance. I forgot to mention that. I have TMNT Adventures issues 2 through to 2025. I am missing 20, I think. The one with the Statue of Liberty on the cover. I don't have that one. It's a bit unfortunate that the timing of this Handybook correlates with the 10 issues that IDW have buried. Muhammad isn't in all 10 of them. He's in 3 or 4, I think. But the story, or the ongoing story, revolves around and continues through the issues. So they can't just drop the ones with Muhammad. And I would assume he's in them far too much to replace him with a black bar, South Park style. She's hot, isn't she? I would love her to swing on my vine, if you know what I mean. I would love her to pound my chest, if you know what I mean. Oh, I would love her to poach my willy, if you know what I mean. I'm looking at the listed first appearances of the characters so much and seeing issue 34 or issue 35. If you are wondering, I think I would transmit and broadcast images of Muhammad from 1992 on an international platform like YouTube. I wouldn't draw my own. I wouldn't attempt to depict them myself. But I think I would show an issue of Turtles that depicts Muhammad. From what I've heard, the story is pretty flattering and maybe even endorses Muhammad. I think censoring a positive depiction by the West, or worse, denying its existence, is only harmful to the perception of Islam as a religion. That is me tackling a hard-hitting dilemma I was at no point faced with from this Handybook, because Muhammad is not profiled in this. Kid Terror, he's like a cowboy, he's a mercenary. Apparently he is in all of the Mutanimals second series. That is a very hard series to find. Most of these Archie Turtles comics are difficult to find in the UK. I've said why before. We never had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles over here. It was rechristened Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and they edited out any use of Michelangelo's weapon. So these comics were barely available over here. The only reason I think they were available over here is because they do list a UK price on some of the covers. I reckon special order only. You had to go to a store and order them in. So the secondary stuff, the specials, the April O'Neil minis, the Mutanimals, Leatherhead, Murdude, basically non-existent over here, no circulation. So you have to buy them from America, and the postage alone is 20 to 30 quid. This apparatus, this vehicle, actually first, and maybe only, appeared in that issue I reviewed, number 9, the chameleon one, and I don't think I highlighted its existence at all. Krang. And I forgot how different Krang looks in Archie. He's a different colour, and a lot less brain-like. You can still tell that it is Krang. NECA did a Krang shredder, which also doubles as a regular Archie shredder. And you don't care, do you? I'm not even bothering showing cutaways of these toys. They look brilliant though. Leatherhead. Now Leatherhead, this is a mistake I have made before and I will likely make again. Leatherhead was the one who wasn't introduced in Archie. He was in Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Eastman and Laird, I think it was. His appearances in the Archie series come right in the middle of the string of issues that are introducing all these sorts of similar characters, and Leatherhead does join them in the Mutanimals, but I need to remember Leatherhead predates the Archie series. Leonardo, this is the one where I feel the face is the most obviously wrong. His chin is tucking behind his chest. Don't like it, it doesn't look right. The head, the bottom lip, the chin, the neck. It shouldn't be like that. I do love the body, the colours, everything else. Just the head and the faces aren't right for me. Aliens. And these were from issues I've read and I don't remember them much. I think they were generic villains. They were the same story as Mary Bones. And I think they were the villains in the Mutanimals miniseries. An evil sorcerer from the Muhammad issues. I hope Muhammad kicked his ass and then ate pizza with the turtles. Man Ray, I actually forgot this too. Man Ray was originally called Jack Finney. Get it? Finney, like Finn. That's right, he's Finney. He later gets another pun-based name. But Man Ray did debut in Archie, issue 5. I think he might have been part of the action figure line first, but Archie introduced him as a character. I mentioned Murdude before. I know jack shit about Murdude. He was a spin-off character. He had a 3-issue miniseries and apparently appears in at least one issue of Mutanimals. Michelangelo, a better face on him. And this was back when they still hadn't learnt how to spell Michelangelo too. This is the sort of question a bigger and more popular YouTuber would ask. Which turtle is your favourite? Say so in the comment box. But I honestly don't care. It's more that I like all 4 of them. I'm not saying I don't care about your opinion. I just don't want to put the turtles in competition with each other. They are each valid answers to the question. Unless you are deliberately trying to be a contrarian and saying Venus de Milo. I don't care about your opinion if that is your answer to the question, because your opinion isn't a real thing. Mondo Gecko. First appearance in issue 18 of Adventures. One of the better Mutanimals characters. He was a nice counterpart of the Turtles. I wish we saw more of him hanging with them in Adventures. Monster Rex. No idea, it is from a special, but it is a Frankenstein mixed with a Wolfman, mixed with a Mammy, mixed with a Dracula. Sounds spooky. Maybe too spooky for me. I'll have to avoid those specials if they have scary shit like this in them. We end Volume 1 with the Mutagen, an even bigger plot device than Cuddly the Cowlick. Almost all the stories involve, at some point, the Mutagen. Shredder uses it often. Rocksteady and Bebop were created by Chameleon too. Mondo Gecko. Most those Mutanimals were transformed into mutant animals by the Mutagen. That's the first issue. There are 2 issues and then a 3rd issue which was released later and is an update. We've still got some important characters to come in the 2nd part. Raphael, Shredder, Splinter. I'm still unsure about how much Turtles content I want to do. I don't know if I really did this well. I probably should have been better selling stuff rather than just going, oh, there is Bebop, or I don't know who this is. What I do love is what we have here. This is proper Handybooks. I love Handybooks, me. And this happens to be for a comic I appreciate and find as a wide array of colourful characters that I like to look at. You don't have to like Turtles or have read the Archie comics to get a kick out of seeing a catalogue of characters like this. This should hopefully prepare you for the disappointment of next week's haul video being about 65% Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. I enjoy this in every way I could. 7 thumbs up.